and greetings. Go ahead and set up my camera so I do not have to hold it. All right, peace and greetings. It's been a long time since I used these things here. You know what? I think my message for myself today is trust the process. I hate using that fucking phrase. I hate using cliche phrases these days because okay. I hate using cliche phrases these days because I feel like cliche. What is going on? I can't see myself. No. All right, peace and greetings. Now we got light. Let there be. Yeah, I hate using cliche phrases these days because I feel like cliche phrases are what has gotten us in a lot of trouble collectively as a people. Um, these type of phrases have been embedded in our psyche, and then we kind of fashion our lives around the phrase. But meanwhile, like the phrase was a setup from the beginning. So, and I can be very extremist in that regard. When I toss it out, I'm just tossing out the whole thing. Like I don't want to use any of it anymore. You know what I mean? My lips are so dry these days. But yeah, so I'm reminding myself to trust the process. There is always a process. And my reminder for me would be to trust it. Trust the process. It's not easy to trust the process. Let's acknowledge that trusting the process can absolutely positively be a struggle. And part of the reason that it's a struggle, or maybe a struggle for you, is because you're dynamic. Things may come easily. You may be used to getting it right on the first go. You may be used to doing something and not putting forth a whole lot of effort, and it just pops off for you. It just takes off for you. So the process can really be, it can really be a doozy in and of itself, just the whole concept of the process. But literally everything in life has a process. Every single thing in life has a process. And one of the hardest processes for me is like long term result based things like working out, things like eating right, things like putting effort into, certain people. Like things that involve those type of processes can really be a challenge for me. And I will be honest and say there are lots of things that I have quit because I didn't want to go through the process. I didn't want to go through the process. It can be discouraging. Like, let's be honest, we live in a world where instant gratification is a real thing. We scroll a lot online. We are clicking and our eyes are going and our mind is going 24 hours a day. Okay, we have access to a lot of things just at the click of our fingers. And so instant gratification is a real thing. Instant gratification is a real thing. There are studies and reports that talk about how gamification is a real thing, how scientists, social scientists, um, have analyzed that these companies that make things like Facebook, that make social media sites, use specific strategies in order to keep us addicted to our technology devices. So, all of this to say that we have been trained to want, to crave instant gratification. We want it. We crave it. We crave instant gratification. We really crave it because we've become used to it. Microwave society, we're in it. So, therefore, when we have to do something that steps outside of that, it can be extremely difficult because we're lacking the muscles that it would require for us to put that long term discipline, that long term effort into play. Because we're not used to it anymore. We're used to like, gimme, 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 gimme now, give it to me now. So it can be a whole thing. It can be a whole thing to discipline yourself and to go through the process. That is like my message to myself. If no one else who hears me right now does not hear me, hear this message to myself, me to me, telling me it's okay to go through the process. It's okay to go through the process. Like, it's okay to go through the process. It's okay. It's part of life. It is part of life to go through the process. It's part of life to start off as a baby, start off as an infant, become a toddler. As a toddler, you go through the process of taking steps. When you take steps, you fall. When you fall, you get back up and you walk again. It's just a process. It's just a process. And I know this firsthand because I teach about it, right? Like, how many times, I can't tell you how many times I have had a student, who sees what I'm doing. That's always the biggest I told you so moment for me is when I see students, right? And these students will be looking at me. You'll have a young lady who will see what I'm doing. A sis who sees what I'm doing. She's like, oh, I could do that. I could be a life coach. I could be a spiritual life coach. I could do this and do that. Okay, give thanks and praise. Do it, right? And let's be honest, my business is not I'm not grossing millions of dollars a year. I'm not in the seven figure bracket yet. But I would say that my business is pretty successful. My company is pretty successful. I have taught classes for over 10 years. I have had group coaching. I have led retreats in Rwanda. I've led retreats in Tanzania. I led retreat in Ghana. I've led a retreat in Mexico. I've held a goddess conference. I am about to go on tour in the UK and go to UK and sell my book. I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot of stuff. I would say that I give myself a pat on the back for all the stuff that I've done. And you have people who will show up in 2025, look at me small is what I'm going to call it, and say, oh, I could do that. That's not a problem. That's easy. And then they'll go out and try to do what I've done, only to realize that, baby, it don't look like what it is. There's a lot of layers. There's a lot of behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that you don't see. There's a lot of things that you don't see. The people that you admire, you say, oh, yes, I admire, obviously. Okay. But there's a lot of things that you don't see. There's a lot of moments that they had that you don't know of. You weren't there for. You're not privy to. So when that takes place, it is a reminder about going through the process. You have to go through the process. Trust the process, go through the process. It's a process. All of it involves taking it step by step. You don't just start from zero and get to 100. And that's another thing. The Matrix has done a really great job of telling these stories, showcasing these stories of started from the bottom, now we here. And they showcase these wonderful stories about people who started from nothing, right? And from nothing, they went all the way to the top. Look at me playing around with this light. Y'all seeing me good? Yeah, so they start from nothing, and from nothing, they get all the way to the top. And because Babylon loves a good underdog story, they promote them all the time. They promote the underdog story. And then we start even maybe feeling some type of way when we don't just go from zero and go straight to the top. We feel some type of way. We're like, what have I done wrong? I must not be good at this. We want to quit. It is a process. And I am literally going through the process. And I know this stage. I know it well because I went through it when it came to my locks. Getting locks humbled me. It humbled me because I had to go through the stages. I had to go through the stages. Oh gosh. It required so much patience. It required so much patience. It required a lot. And that is the skill set that we have to build in this type of day and age that makes us resilient people. Patience, creating safety, moving slowly. Like the jig is up. Ain't nobody into that hustle stuff no more. Ain't nobody killing themselves to work for the system. We're not doing all that. We're not killing ourselves. We're not hustling. And that's why I said at the beginning of my live, the concept of these the cliches are really what kills us, because the cliches that we've learned, these mottos, they keep these myths, they keep these lies, they keep the conditioning alive. The mottos, the things like work hard, play harder, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Why would I want my enemies closer than my friends? Who does that? You think any successful person wants to keep their enemies close or closer than their friends? No, you need to be surrounded by love and light. But these cliches that we've been conditioned to think, it is the cliches. Okay, so that's why I have such a hard time with the cliche, trust the process, because that one is actually a legit cliche. Like, I can trust it. I can trust that cliche because it's the truth. We do need to trust the process. You have to crawl before you can walk. You have to walk before you run. Yes, there are always anomalies, but it's a process, right? Um, if you're watching and you haven't already signed up for Lionsgate, sign up for Lionsgate now. Sign up for Lionsgate, because when the portal closes, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear, well, I didn't hear. No, you heard about it. You just playing around. Don't play around. Bottom line. Sign up for Lionsgate. All of you, I see you here on the live. I can see you. Sign up for Lionsgate. And stop being selfish. If you signed up, send it to somebody who will benefit from it. Like that's the part that be blowing me. In this world of sis and sisterhood and community and this and that and the other, yeah, I don't really be showing up like sisters. I want to give y'all a really great example. I have a sister friend who she is headed to get her citizenship. These African countries giving out citizenship these days. And so she's headed to get hers. because I had sent her a flyer about a citizenship ceremony. And so she was like, okay, let me get mine, right? But not only did she sign up to get hers, she immediately sent it to her friend. And now her friend is coming to the citizenship ceremony and bringing her two parents, her nephew, and her two kids. So that means me sending it to my sis, because I love my sis and I want my sis to be able to level up, and she is paying it forward and sending it to her sis, and now her sis is bringing 6 people or 5 people. That's 6 people. So just from me understanding the principles of sisterhood and community and sending out that citizenship link to one person, I sent it to one person. And because I sent it to one person, I sent that link to one person. That's her baby. She sent it to her friend, because we live this, we climb. You need to stop calling people sis if you're not actually going to send them links and help them when the time comes. So she sent it to her friend. So that's her friend. That's her friend's two parents. That's her friend's two children and her friend's nephew. So that's 8 people who were helped just from me sending the link to one person. Who have you sent Free the Feminine link to for them to sign up for the Lionsgate? Who have you sent it to? Who have you sent it to? Because if you ain't sent it to nobody, you're not doing your part. If you haven't sent it to anybody, the point is not for you to sit on it. The point is for you to share it. The point is for you to share it. We're in a very precarious time, and I'm really exhausted because I feel like lots of these things we should already know them by now. Shouldn't we already know that by now, that we lift as we climb? Shouldn't we know that we lift as we climb? When we know better, then we can help others to know better as well. When we know better, then we can pass it forward and pay it forward. Or are we living according to the colonizers' principles, which is individualism and each man for himself? Which one are we doing? Which one are you adhering to? So at the end of the day, I'm on here live every day because I'm doing my part. I'm trusting the process. I'm showing up live every day. I'm talking to you about the Lionsgate. I'm telling you before the Lionsgate even gets here that I am offering you the compassion course. And if you decide that you want to enroll in the compassion course, which is a 6-week online course with a private group membership and a whole bunch of bonuses that I'm too tired to talk about right now. But there's a sales page. If you want the sales page, you can send me an email. You can DM me. But I'm here showing up every day to do my part and remind you about these things and share you the information about the compassion course, which if you purchase it before Lionsgate, then you're going to get a really big bonus because I will be doing a personal audio message directly to you with a reading. So I'm going to give you a reading and I'm going to do it on audio. And I'm going to send it directly to your phone number on WhatsApp if you buy the compassion course by August the 8th, which is Friday, which is Lionsgate. And I'm still trying to understand yeah, I'm still trying to understand what part of Lionsgate. It feels like there's not enough hype around it. Like, y'all know what it is? I've gotten out here and talked exclusively about Lionsgate. I've talked about what it is, why it's important, why you need to be there, why you need to share it with the people. I'm probably gonna watch this video back after I'm done. I usually don't watch my YouTube videos. I don't really watch my content like that. I don't look at my videos, and I certainly don't. Uh, yeah, I don't even listen to my podcasts. But I feel like I've certainly talked to you all enough about Lionsgate and why it's important and why you should be front and center. This event is free. Like, there's literally no reason not to be there because it's free. There's no reason not to share it with others because it's free. When you're talking about a free event from someone who's been teaching for over 15 years. When you're talking about a free event from someone who's certified, I'm literally gift wrapping a class, gift wrapping, secrets for you, ritual for you, gift wrapping a vortex for you, and you haven't even invited your sister friend. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like at a certain point, the hypocrisy got to stop. It be real hypocritical. It be giving hypocritical, heavy on the hypocritical. Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you invite someone you know? Why wouldn't you tell someone you know? Why wouldn't you share it with someone that you care about, someone that you love? Share it with somebody you love. Baby, go through the process. I'm going through this process. Y'all, I am literally going through the process. And this is so hard for me. It's me. I'm the one who always does it and wins the first time. So if I'm not winning, I don't want to do it no more. If I'm not winning, if I'm not succeeding at it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to play that game. What? I'm lose? No, I don't do that. She doesn't do that. She don't do that. She don't do the losing thing. So what do you mean? I I be over it, and I don't. I'm not here to lose. I'm literally not here to lose. So yeah, at this point, it's me. Okay, I am her. I'm the one who has a struggle, who struggled with going through the process because I don't like doing things at nobody's pace but my own. I want to go at my own pace. I want to do what I want to do. I want to do it my way. My husband calls me a daddy's girl because I don't do no. What? Who are you talking to? No. Who are you talking to? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, I don't. I don't like that. I don't like that for myself. I don't like it for myself. Okay. So yeah, going through the process. Be aware of these cliches. Be aware of these cliches. Be aware of these cliches because the cliches are nothing but conditioning. But at the same time, know which cliches are legit and which one are matrix induced, which ones are matrix influence. And a matrix influence cliche is trust the process. Is not trust the process is not a matrix influenced cliche. I can't even get the words out. Trust the process is not a matrix influenced cliche. Trust the process is actually a legit cliche. It's a legit cliche because in life you have to go through a process. Before you get to two, you have to go through one. Before you get to five, you have to go through four. You can't skip steps. And I'm literally so uncomfortable even talking about it because I'm literally sitting here and I'm speaking to you, but I'm speaking to myself ultimately. I'm ultimately speaking to myself. I mean, the people who I'm speaking to. Is there anybody who's on the call right now who you're like, you're talking to me too, sis? I needed to hear this because you can talk to me. You sitting on the live. You can talk to me. You can engage. You can say what you want to say. Somebody asked me, "Where am I?" I'm in Tanzania. I'm at home. I'm at home in Tanzania, and I am less than 48 hours away from leading this Lionsgate workshop for free. This is the sucky part of going through the process. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where oh I it is making my stomach hurt to talk about this because I'm literally sitting here talking about myself. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever been through this process whereby you like are trying to get from point A to, let's just say, point F, okay? And you're going through the motions. Like you go through A, then you go through B, then you go through C, right? But then you get to D and you realize, like, I'm not rocking with D. Like, I'm not rocking with D. Like, this step is, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to play no more, right? So you stop at D because you're not feeling D, right? And you like, you know what? Forget about all of this because I'm not going to go through this, right? So you kind of throw it to the side. You throw the whole A through F to the side because you're not doing that no more. You pick up something else. Now you doing numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? You're doing something else. But then you remember, like, oh yeah, I still want F. Remember you was going from A to F. I still want F. So what do? You come back to revisit F. You came back to F. Or you're going back to the alphabets, right? So you have to go back to the alphabets, and here you are. You left off at D. So you get through A again, you get through B again, you get through C again, you get to D again, but guess what? You still gotta do D. You still gotta do D. Like, you don't get to skip D. You don't get to skip D. You don't get to skip D. Like, you literally left D right there and you abandoned the whole alphabet because you didn't want to go through D. But now you coming back to the alphabet. Guess what you got to still go through? You still got to go through D. You still got to go through D. You don't get to skip D. D didn't go nowhere. D still sitting there looking at you, waiting on you. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already registered for Lionsgate, go to freethefeminine.com to register for Lionsgate. It's on Friday, August the 8th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't already liked this live, go ahead and like the live. But the bottom line is, you don't get to skip steps. You have to go through the process. You don't get to skip steps. If you want to build muscle, you're going to have to do those squats. You have to do the squats. You have to do the lunges. You have to bench press. You have to do some push-ups. And every single time you stop, you're just prolonging the process. You're going to end up having to do it anyways. Daddy's home. Babe, do you want me to open the door for you? Sekou, you want me to open the door for you? Okay, let me come and open the door. Hold on, y'all. Oh. Oh my gosh. Hello. Where you coming? With no shirt on. Can you push the back of this chair for me, please? Can you push this one? Yeah. You didn't tell me happy birthday.
Yeah, I told you.
No, I'm talking about when you came in.
No.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
You saw that family dancing?
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you gotta go through the process. You gotta go through the process. It's part of the process. You gotta go through it. It is what it is. Y'all see my cute little bag right here? I'd be so proud of this bag. I usually never get little bags like this that have my destination, and I always get keychains. So I have keychains like this. You see it? That's my keychain. You see what it says? I be so proud of this. My little keychains. I got one. Somebody brought me from my ex employee brought me from Paris, and I got this one. My son. I bought one from the Dominican Republic. All right now. Okay. Okay. Baby, can you hit that fan for me, please? It's hot. But okay, so if I'm lying, I'm flying. What did I say that wasn't true today? What did I say that wasn't true? You got to go through the process. Y'all see my bag? Isn't it cute? I mean, it's multicolored, so it's a little childish, a little juvenile. I'm just realizing there's a turtle on the front of it. It's so cute. But even this trip was a very unexpected trip, which I'm very grateful for. But you have to go through the process. Like, even with, oh, I hate to dive off on that because that's like a whole another subject. But even with people, like this past month, July, it's like I was just scrubbing people from off of the floor. Like, get off my floor. Like, get out of here. Get out the room. I was scrubbing them, sweeping them out, sweeping them out. I don't have time, babe. You can't be on my live with no shirt on. I'm live. If I'm recording this, that's even worse. You're gonna be on the recorder with no shirt on. I would not edit it. Yeah, I was just scrubbing people out of my life. I was scrubbing people out, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm not ashamed to acknowledge that. Like, I used to feel really, really, really bad about that. Like, when I had to cut people off, I would feel so bad about it. Like, I would be giving people chances, giving people chances. And a lot of the chances that I was giving people is because I am an understanding person. Like, I really be understanding people's situation. Like, when I look back at my life, the person who I was before is not the person who I am right now. If you read my book, Goddess Awakening, which is available on Amazon, you would know that I used to be a hood rat. I'm not a hood rat no more, but I used to be a hood rat. And so I have a lot of understanding for people. But part of the process with people is knowing when it's time to let go of folks. And that used to sound so callous to me. Like, oh, that's so terrible to let go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to let go of people. You got to let go. You got to let go, and it's okay to let go. So, at any rate, I'm out. It's been real, YouTube. I will see you all tomorrow because I'll be back on live tomorrow. And then for those of you who actually did register for Lionsgate, I'll see you on Friday as well at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, Goddess Queen Jamila here. You can head to freethefeminine.com. And again, if you buy the Compassion course is $600. It's $600. You can pay in full, or you can pay in two payments. And when you pay before August the 8th, you actually get a audio transmission from me, a reading from me, where I'm just going to read your situation. I'm going to read what you got going on and send you an audio reading directly to your phone, which I don't do. Let's be clear. I don't be giving people that much. I don't be giving people that much of myself, is what I mean. So you getting any kind of personalized, customized message from me, that is a flex. That is a very big deal. Yeah, so that's that, the class. is there, and you can purchase it before August the 8th. If not, then you will not get the customized audio message, but you can still get the class. And I will see you tomorrow. All right, peace.